You make my world a better place.
Yes!
Hey there, mate. He's walking with me.
I can depend on you.
I'm about to head to northern Kenya on a journey that I've been planning for a long time. Now, I've been to Africa before, but where I'm going to, the tourists are rare, and the fight to save rare and endangered wildlife, it's a daily battle. The amazing woman I'm travelling with works here at the Werribee Open Range Zoo, and I'm about to meet her for the first time.
Chris's Kenyan Odyssey is beginning. He's meeting zookeeper Brooke Squires, a woman on a crusade to save Africa's endangered animals.
Hi. Lily. Lee. Come on. Good boy.
He's just a mass, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's just a truck covered in skin, isn't he?
Rhinos, you know, people don't expect them to just be so incredible. They're big animals, they're incredibly powerful, but look at them, they're like giant puppy dogs. Isn't he great?
This does get in the way of feeding,
Yeah,
though, doesn't
it does. I mean, but he's got one of the biggest horns in captivity, like out of all rhinos around the world. You're right up there with the big horn boys.
Rhinos in Africa are killed for horns like this, with poachers getting up to $250,000 on the black market. That's why Brooke has taken up the fight to help save them.
When you see rhinos in Africa and you realise how hardcore it is, and they're surviving from day to day, you know, but it's like that with all the wildlife over there. Now, if we can't do something about that, then what's the point of us being here as a zoo? We need to be out there working with the animals and people on the ground, not just being here in our safe, cushy little zoos back in Melbourne.
Tomorrow, Brooke and Chris head off to one of the most dangerous and remote parts of Africa, northern Kenya.
What do you think, as a vet, I'm going to need to take over there?
Courage.
Courage? I was thinking more, you know, equipment, instruments, drugs.
No, all of that. I mean, just, do you know what? You have to come prepared for anything. East Africa, Kenya, we're going to hit the real stuff.
You serious?
Oh, serious. It's wild, it's intense. Animals aren't in fenced areas, they're in people's backyards.
Have you had any close calls over there?
Yeah, I've had one or two that have made me double think, you know, working in northern Kenya. We've had the vehicle shot at.
Really?
And that makes you think twice.
Before I came here today to talk to Brooke, I thought I knew Africa, but after hearing those stories and knowing what she faces over there, with this trip, I have no idea what to expect.
Chris and Brooke have arrived in the teeming Kenyan capital, Nairobi. They're heading nearly 300 kilometres north of here to a major conservation area called Lewa.
This is kind of the first part of our journey.
Wow, that's incredibly close.
It's just such an untouched part of Kenya, but the animals are really wild. They're not kept in fenced areas. You know, they're the real deal. This is their landscape, this is their space, this is their home.
What's over here? What do we got there?
Oh, it's the two females and two cubs.
Oh, beautiful. So the mum's out in front and the cubs are following behind.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mum will always lead the way because she's just making sure there's nothing really devastating, nothing that can hurt them, so she'll always go first. Whenever I come back to northern Kenya and I realise the work that we're doing through Zoos Victoria and the community, really helping northern Kenya to survive, it's so poignant. It makes me feel amazing, but it brings me back down to earth as well. It's a really incredible place. I think one of the things I'm really proud of that Zoos Victoria has done is really stepped away from just doing pure conservation in terms of just looking after animals, and that's it, and saying, you know what, if we don't work with people, we can't save the wildlife.
Two of the biggest issues facing conservationists in Kenya are poaching and farmers competing with wild animals for land and water.
If there's a herd of zebra or oryx grazing or drinking from a well, they won't necessarily kill them, but they will chase them off, and those animals start to suffer, you know, because they don't get to those natural resources. So it becomes human-wildlife conflict. Yeah. You want to grab that for me? Thanks.
Hello, Chris speaking. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just put her on. She's just driving. Hang on.
Hello, Brooke speaking. Okay, well, that's a bit crap. Boy or girl? And how old? Oh, yeah, 3 months, all right.
Brooke has just learned a baby rhino has been found and has been taken to the safety of the Wildlife Conservancy. Its mother was killed by poachers.
Hello. Yeah, hi, it's Chris Brown here. I'm here with Brooke. We've just gone through the Matunda Gate and we're on our way now.
The little rescue rhino needs urgent medical attention.
Oh, look at them.
Sensational, hey?
Incredible.
Amazing, hey?
Oh,
You ever seen anything like this before?
no. Wow. Oh, and that's the little one there.
Yeah, it is, yeah, at the back. That's the 3-month-old.
Staff have put the traumatised baby in with another orphan rhino.
Hey, little one. Hey. You had a tough time, haven't you? Don't be spooked. You are the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Good boy. Good boy.
You are just a little baby, aren't you?
He's a lucky baby, hey? And they're so reliant on their mothers, hey? For about the first 2 years of life. That's why it's so tragic when we lose one.
He is the epitome of cute, but his life so far is far from it. His mother was killed, poached for her horn, which would sell for up to $250,000 on the black market. Would he have gone through quite a lot of emotional stress over seeing his mother killed?
It's not so much seeing the mother killed, it's just all of a sudden they're so dependent on their mothers and their milk is very specific. Oh, wow. And so when they lose their mothers to something sudden like poaching, it's really traumatic for them, physiologically especially, because that support she gives and that milk is so, so important. If you don't find these guys really quickly, you know, they get taken by predators and...
Yeah.
So he was incredibly lucky.
Do you know what the story is with his kind of big brother here?
Oh, Nicky actually has cataracts, so technically he's blind. He's 6 months old, and they just don't do so well, especially when they're babies and they're blind. You really need to pull them and hand rear them. His story's a bit happier. He's not a victim of poaching like this one, you know.
They're a funny team, aren't they? It's sad that they've had to come together, but together they're stronger, aren't
Yeah, they are, absolutely. And they'll spend their whole lives together, you know. These two will know each other for the next 45 years. Looking all right?
Yeah, and just... Big thing is his hydration. The stress of being orphaned will show itself in a number of ways. Brooks asked me to have a look at him to see how he's coping with life without his mother. It's a tiny little eye. I know it doesn't do a lot for them. Their ears and their nose are the most important things.
That's right.
It just says so much, doesn't it? It's a sad little eye. It's not like his spine's sticking out
Okay.
through the skin here. He's actually carrying a bit of fat across his shoulders and across his back here and across his ribs. There's no sort of any diarrhoea there, no?
No.
Now the hope is that at least some good can come out of this awful situation and this little guy can pull through.
Looking all right?
Yeah. Big thing is his hydration. He seems quite well hydrated. His saliva's nice and wet and he's not tacky or dry in there.
Oh, he's ready to get up, I think. Well, he's energetic, that's for sure.
Hey,
Good boy.
there's one thing I just want to check with you. Come on. His heart rate's actually quite slow. It's only about 40, I'd say.
Yeah, right, okay. Rhinos have a notoriously slow heart rate anyway. They're quite calm sort of animals, so that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
He's been checked as best he can be, and it's such an immediate sense of relief when you see that an animal's healthy and they're happy. He's still got a really good future here at Lewa. He'll be okay.
Wow. The big guns just arrived. I just became incredibly irrelevant.
Caring for orphan rhinos is a full-time job. The new arrival will have to be fed every 3 hours.
Substituting his mother's milk for bottled milk really makes sure that the fluid he's getting is enough to keep this little guy going. You are a guts, aren't you? Are you done? What's that, 2 litres? Did you even breathe then? It's gone.
Pretty amazing, aren't they?
Oh.
Okay. We've actually got a calf at Werribee at the moment, a white rhino calf that's being hand-reared. You know, same sort of techniques, but future's so different. These guys are going to have much more challenges compared to our little southern white at Werribee.
Yeah, you're finding a way to cope, aren't you? Got stuck on the bottle now, do you? The whole thing. They're my fingers. They've decided to call him Hope because in such sad situations like this, you got to have some. He may not have a mother, but in Nicky, he kind of has a bigger brother. You know you're in the way now. Huh? You've had it tough, haven't you? Essentially what we have here are two sad stories, Nicky and Hope, yet together, combined, they give each other company and hopefully two happy stories.
No, I think they're marching off to a pretty bright future, you know.
Yeah, marching,
Stomping.
stomping. With that appetite, they'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Heading deeper into the Lewa Conservancy, Brooke and Chris are now on their way to see firsthand how Kenya is tackling dangerous poachers.
Jeez, they're ready for us.
Yeah. These guys are always ready.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good. My name is Philip.
Hey, Philip, I'm Chris.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
welcome,
you.
welcome back to
Thank you. It's quite a welcome.
Yeah,
You're
you're
welcome.
welcome.
Notice these guys on the way in.
Yeah, you just come closer to them because they're nice, good boys.
They're not here just for decoration, are they? When you think about a dog unit that takes on poachers, you think ferocious dogs. The first dog I meet doesn't quite live up to that. I think.
Have you experienced this before and are you enjoying that just a little bit? Huh? Yep. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Is that my payment?
And what do you use these guys for?
Yeah, we use them to track poachers and they are very good on that.
These elite bloodhounds are integral to Kenya's war against poachers. Philip is making the most of having a vet on site and wants Chris to check out his top dog.
So who's this?
This is Tash.
Tash?
She's now 9 years old.
Okay.
It's great to have Chris with us because he's got an amazing expertise and background in veterinary care. And veterinary care in northern Kenya is virtually zero. So to have his skills and expertise is really valuable.
He's got a great heartbeat. Yeah, big and strong.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
She's so nice to us. We don't want to lose her at all, yeah.
For a dog who has worked so hard, Tash is certainly showing some signs of her 9 years. Her joints are a little bit thickened. She's just greying up a little bit, but overall, she's in pretty good shape. She's done a lot of running on these legs.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
A lot of weather, so wet, dry.
The great thing about the dogs, they can track at night time. So once upon a time, the poachers would have had hours to get away because no one could track them until the next day. These guys, doesn't matter.
You see that these big hairs, they used to preserve that scent for long.
So they dangle in the area where the scent is coming from, on the ground.
Yeah, you know.
It's like a sponge?
Yeah. And then we put on the nose here, and then afterwards, they use also these big ears to preserve that scent for long.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Chris is about to find out just how good Tash is at finding a predator.
You can be a poacher and then she will come and identify you.
I can be a poacher.
You can be a poacher, but we don't know where you are. We can only give her your scent.
Sounds like fun,
and then
doesn't it?
she'll go and find you wherever you are.
So here's how it works. Apparently Tash has put away into her run. Well, I get 5 minutes to run. All right,
Good luck, Chris.
let's go, boys.
You guys.
Okay. May never see you again. I'm good at this.
You can hide anywhere you like out here in the grass, in the bush, it doesn't matter. That dog is still going to be hot on his trail. I've no doubt she's going to find him quick.
We're trying to find a really hidden spot here. Which way? Straight ahead? Straight through? Oh, wow, okay.
The guards went out with Chris because basically this is a wildlife area. It's dangerous. There are a lion, there are a leopard here. We want to make sure Chris doesn't get eaten while he's trying to be tracked by the dogs.
Jackson, let's go.
If it takes a dog 10 minutes to find Chris, then Chris, I reckon's won the game, but it's not going to happen. I have confidence in Tash. She's going to get him.
I'm innocent.
I didn't do it.
Surrender, surrender.
It's taken Tash just 4 minutes and 39 seconds to find Chris.
That is amazing. I mean, I washed my feet down with water
Yeah.
and then I covered them in manure.
No kidding.
I got to say,
Great.
very impressive.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well done, Jackson.
That's great.
Good dog there.
Yeah, go.
Well done, Tash. You got me.
It's day 2 of Chris and Brooke's journey through the heart of Kenya, visiting wildlife conservancies. Overnight, one of the locals has wandered into the Lewa campsite looking for food.
Oh my God.
This is an extraordinary encounter.
What are you doing here?
It's also a stark reminder of how land for wildlife is rapidly diminishing in Kenya.
It's okay. It's okay, look. Thank you.
With the sun barely up, the anti-poaching team is on the move. A rhino is missing in the conservancy, and that could mean a poacher is on the loose.
These rhinos are watched over 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But now, there's increasing concern about black rhino, the most endangered of the African species. Hasn't been seen for a few days. It's quite hard because to the untrained eye, a lot of the scrub, a lot of those shrubs, if you look like rhino. The last poaching incident in this area was a month ago. They came across 4 guys trying to kill a rhino. They opened fire, they returned fire as 4 guys were killed.
So I think they found some droppings just up here and maybe rhino.
We think we found a clue. Rhino dump.
This here? How do you tell them apart? How do you know this is white, not black?
The black rhinos are browsers. They feed on branches.
So this is from a grass eater, so this is from a white...
The grass.
This dung is saying that it's from a white rhino. What we're after is a black, so unfortunately, it's not the one we're looking for.
Brooke's now caught up with the convoy, and Chris jumps on board as the search intensifies.
Every rhino's got a very particular set of identification, so whether it's the shape of the ears, the shape of the horn, if it's a male, then it's got its territory. So they always have a general idea of who belongs where, and then there are very specific things that allow them to identify that as an individual.
See, they're pointing out this way now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool.
Just through there, a couple hundred metres away.
Nice one, Hawkeye. Sorry, a bit bumpy, guys. Hang on. That is a very alert rhino, eh?
Yeah, so he's really looking at us now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sizing up the threat we pose to his territory.
Hiya.
Joseph, is that the black?
Yeah, there's a black, yeah.
Do you know that's the one?
I mean, that we're looking for.
Yeah. No?
It's not the missing rhino. This one is known to the guards. Despite its nickname Lucky, it's extremely aggressive. Everyone needs to move away.
How come I find the biggest holes in freaking
So-
Lewa?
We're now stuck
It's only a hole.
in a field about 100 metres away from the most aggressive rhino in Kenya.
The team is in real danger. With the car stuck fast in a warthog hole, the rhino could charge at any minute.
Someone say Lucky?
Capable of a top speed of 50 kilometres an hour, Lucky could reach them in seconds.
This rhino has actually charged cars before, dug its horn in and rolled them over.
Everyone needs to act fast before Lucky makes a move.
Hey! Woo! Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Good job.
Finally, danger averted, and Lucky loses interest as the search continues for the missing rhino. It's not long before they're in luck.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
So instead of finding one, we found 3.
The trifecta.
What started out as a possible poacher attack now has a happy ending.
Just gorgeous.
The rhino wasn't lost, he was in love.
So the reason that he's gone missing is because
He's been following
He's
her
been following
because
her.
she's in season or something like that, absolutely. If the bull thinks that that cow is wanting to mate anytime soon, then he will follow her to the ends of the earth.
7 tons of love.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of love.
With the missing rhino now accounted for, Brooke and Chris are beginning the most dangerous part of their journey. They're heading north into the Malacca region.
That was Kenya's version of civilization.
Yeah.
We're about to leave behind.
Yeah, definitely. We're about to hit frontier country.
Brooke is taking Chris to see where she does most of her work with local communities.
These are some of the most amazing women in northern Kenya, and I really want you to meet them.
Hello there. Ah, hello. How are you? It's beautiful. Oh, hi, more people. Hello. How are you?
These women are key partners in a Zoos Victoria project called Beads for Wildlife.
The beautiful part of the program is that the women are no longer relying on livestock as much for income. So they don't need to have 100,000 sheep, 100,000 goats. Now they just need a few, and that means that Grevy's zebra have more opportunity to survive.
The Grevy zebra is one of northern Kenya's most endangered animals. With less competition from livestock for food and water, the zebra have now been given another chance.
So because of something as simple as this, I mean, that's saving a zebra. Crazy, hey? That's saving a zebra.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I love the beading women in Malacca because they're so energetic and so passionate. The reason why they love doing their beadwork is part of their culture, but it's also saving wildlife.
Is that heavy? Does it feel heavy?
Yeah.
No.
They weigh about 7 or 8 kilos, and none of these women are allowed to leave the house without their beadwork.
Amazing.
We might employ you in the Beads for Wildlife program, I think. You're so good.
Really?
Almost.
This is like the scene from Ghost, only slightly different. So how much money have they raised?
In the last 3 years, just on $400,000 has come back into the communities, which is massive. And the nice thing about it, it's not donor stuff. This is business.
Yeah.
These are our business partners, and this is what makes them such incredible women. And we respect each other because they are our business partners. And what's really great is that the women are able to earn income through something that is part of their culture. And so some of the money gets used in buying food, keeping their kids in school, which is a huge deal up here, and just making sure that families have a future. That's what it's about, just having a future.
In the dangerous Malacca region of northern Kenya, there's an early morning emergency.
Alfred,
Chris.
how you going?
This is Makalan and this is Amos.
Hey, how are you?
And we have to go to hurry because something happened downstream.
Yeah.
Head of Malacco Security Alfred and his team are on the hunt for poachers spotted near the camp.
How do you tell the poachers from the people that are just here to move cattle through?
So the community who lives here put shoes made of tire.
Yep.
So, but the poachers put on those boots like this ones of mine, so that they'll be able to walk in the bush.
So it's all about the shoes?
Yes. So
Okay.
we can differentiate them.
Okay. The first thing that grabs me about these scouts is their tracking skills. I'm seeing animal footprints, whereas they're seeing specific animal species. They know the direction they're moving and what they're up to. Also, they're seeing human footprints. And the human footprints are what's really telling the story.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. People are here.
What have we got?
They're fine. These people are around. These people are around. You should be careful. Down, down.
Apparently, they're worried about this fire here. Indicates that people have been around here and just recently, because you can see there's some green stuff ready to go on the fire.
Come over here. Come over here.
A bit closer. Just hidden behind here. No idea where Alfred's gone. He's been gone for quite a while now, probably 2 or 3 minutes. Come on. Here? Stay there. Do you want to go? Probably just get down. They're chasing someone. There's a shot there. He's got no idea what's going on out there. He's still here, Alfred. Which is a good thing. You're shot and yelling. It's not exactly What you want to hear? I guess we just stay here.
It's been more than 10 minutes since Chris has seen the guards.
Here it comes now. What is it?
I just fired at them, but they ran away.
There's a
They're very
warning?
fast. Yeah, they're just going over the bushes.
The security team needs reinforcements to continue the hunt for the poachers.
God. My heart is racing, yet Alfred, all of a sudden, is laughing. He doesn't realise that where I'm from, guns don't go off that often. That was scary.
Are you scared?
You probably see it every day, but when you hear yelling at a shot, it's a bit different, you know?
Yeah.
That afternoon, local herdsmen send out an SOS.
Kita main.
Coba.
Chris finds himself on call.
Cantik Natasha boleh.
This man's goat has been attacked by a hyena.
I was asking that.
Can you explain that I'm a veterinarian from Australia, so he knows what I'm doing?
It's a big herd, but every single goat is important.
When I first see the goat that he's worried about, I can see why there's been some concern. The goat has a pretty serious injury.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's nasty. So the hyena actually grabbed this goat and dragged it out of the boma?
Yes.
From what this herdsman can tell us, it sounds like the hyena has actually jumped over the fence, grabbed the goat, pulled it out, and then tried to essentially rip its face apart.
This is a problem here because what we have is a very important part of the goat with the nose and the mouth. The hyena will have a lot of bacteria in its mouth, but also the goat has a lot of bacteria around here that can cause an infection.
Chris needs to act fast to try and stop infection spreading before it kills the goat.
What I want to do first is clean this area, get rid of all the dead bits of skin, so it'll look like I'm making the wound bigger, but there's a reason why I'm doing it.
Even though this goat has been able to escape from this hyena, the injuries it's been left with are quite severe. It has a fracture in the roof of its mouth, plus now it has quite a nasty infection.
Ooh, bad smell.
The stench indicates just how quickly the wound has deteriorated.
Does the goat have a name?
Kaya lagi nih karena? Pussy. Pussy.
Pussy. Pussy? Yeah. The goat is called Pussy.
Pussy. Pussy, it's something.
Ready? So Pussy. Hey Pussy, it's okay. And these are office scissors, usually used to cut paper, and they're being asked to perform surgery now. This looks a little bit strange, but there's no chance this will heal unless the skin is actually healthy and has a blood supply, so I'm scraping it back, trying to get down to the healthy tissue, so when I bring healthy tissue in against healthy tissue, it will actually heal.
Chris needs to stitch the wound, but with limited equipment in such a remote area, it's going to be a challenge.
If Pussy was in the vet clinic, I'd pull out a perfectly sterilised surgical kit and grab needle holders. Here, I don't have that. Pussy already has a nasty wound and a nasty infection. Without treatment, in this heat, with this amount of flies around, she wouldn't last more than a few days.
Hey Pussy, it's okay.
This type of infection needs antibiotics. There's no question about that, but the only antibiotics I have in my kit are for dogs and cats, which are not going to be suitable for Pussy.
Have you got your malaria medication in the car? Can you go and grab it?
Yeah, sure.
Human malaria tablets from the crew's personal medical kit could now save the goat.
These tablets are normally given orally to treat malaria, basically. But if you grind them up into a powder and mix it with water, there's no reason why we can't flush that into that wound and kill all the bacteria that are sitting in there and really give this goat the best chance of kicking this infection.
Need to make sure this gets everywhere.
Once Chris has thoroughly drenched the wound, he can close it up.
Okay, now we'd try for a stitch.
If Pussy was in the vet clinic, I'd pull out a perfectly sterilised surgical kit and grab needle holders. Here, I don't have that.
This is just all that improvisation. We're having to use whatever we can find. This is what I'm going to use to put the stitches in. A pair of pliers. Okay, Pussy's going to have to be very brave.
With no local anaesthetic, I'm having to ask a fair bit of this goat. I'm going to have to stitch closed that massive wound. I keep on being surprised at how calm Pussy is being to what I'm asking of her. But you've got to remember, life's tough out here. They have to be really hardy and put up with a lot just to survive. One more stitch, okay? We don't want to close up the whole thing. Okay. For the air to be flowing in is a good thing. Okay.
After closing the wound, Chris wants to give the goat one final medication.
All right, I think we're done. As an extra boost to Pussy's immune system, I'm going to give her a worm treatment. That way, all her reserves, all her energy can be directed into healing this wound rather than having to worry about parasites. That will help Pussy get through the next few weeks. Pussy does not need any more stress. Can you tell him that Pussy is no pussy? Pussy is a tough goat.
Pussy is not bad.
Pussy's good. Pussy's good. Yeah, Pussy should be okay.
Yes.
I'm very impressed. Very good goat. Okay, you look after Pussy. If I wasn't already relieved enough that my hardware pliers and my anti-malaria tablets had hopefully made a difference here, it turns out Pussy's a mother. This treatment could have saved 2 lives.
It's been a marathon surgery under difficult conditions, and the herdsman wants to thank Chris with a local delicacy.
Milk.
What's this?
Milk of camels.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Wow. It's good. Warm camel milk. It's so strong, like really strong flavour, like quite silky and fatty and very warm. But somehow very good. Back in the vet clinic, it's not uncommon for someone to drop in a bottle of wine or champagne as a way of saying thank you for treating their animal. But in all my years of working, I've never received a gourd of camel milk as a way of saying thanks. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Later that afternoon, Chris is invited to a special event by his travelling companion, animal conservationist Brooke Squires.
Why won't you tell me what it is? It sounds ridiculous.
I tell you, the people here are very particular, and you're about to meet some really amazing individuals.
Oh, yeah.
Another one of Zoos Victoria's important programs is to encourage young Masai warriors to play soccer.
One of the biggest issues in northern Kenya at the moment is, of course, young men, when they've got nothing to do. What do? They go out and kill wildlife for fun. But wildlife suffers. Grevy's zebra, giraffe, oryx, lion, all these animals were being killed.
This is the alternative.
This is an amazing alternative. I mean, they're out there. Again, it's an adrenaline rush. They're really loving what they're doing. It's a really great replacement for killing wildlife.
Oh, jeez, the rocks in the pitch aren't easy. Feeling strangely underdressed or overdressed, not sure which one.
That night at camp, the Masai warriors continue to let off steam with one of their traditional dances.
That's not funny.
Oh, this is good. It's a hell of a performance, but it also says so much about Masai culture. It's loud, it's in your face, it's colourful, it's bright, but at the same time, it's magical. This place is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, eh?
It's Chris's final day in northern Kenya, and Brooke wants him to experience the weekly livestock market.
This is a place to be. Some of the community have come in from as far as 150 kilometres away, like a week's walk with their stock to sell.
They'll walk here for 5 days.
Absolutely. This is the market. This is the biggest market in the northern part of Kenya. So if you want to do something funky with livestock, this is the place you've got to be. This is where all the communities come. This is where it all happens. This is the centre of community.
So there's not only every type of animal, there's every type of person here, isn't there? Like a lot of cultures, you're seeing different clothing, different decorations.
Absolutely. Everything. Everything goes on in this market. Missouri. It's always crazy.
Is that the local bus?
Yeah, it is. This is the City Express.
It's door-to-door delivery, isn't it? You could bid out of the back of that bus.
Trust me, by the time that goes home, it'll have 5 goats in the back and probably a couple on the roof.
If you're after something on 4 legs, pretty much everything you could ever hope for is here in this market. For me, my eyes definitely taken by the camels.
Beautiful voice. Hello. How old? 12 months? 2 years. What about if I gave you 40,000?
This one is less than 20,000.
I just went double market price, straight up. I'm not very good at this.
Well, I can't bring you to livestock markets in northern Kenya ever again. It's time to embarrass me.
What this market really reinforces to me is the fact that these livestock, they're everything for these herdsmen. If you want to go in there and change their attitudes towards wildlife and make it work, it's not going to be easy.
This is where we start to have issues with wildlife. Because when you have so much of this amazing livestock, then where's the room for wildlife? So unless we can find that balance, then what do we do? But again, that's what the Conservancies are doing, that's what Malako's doing, that's what Zoos Victoria's passionate about, is helping, working with the community to find the balance between their livelihoods and the wildlife.
You must sometimes feel so out of your depth here because you're up against this whole system.
Yeah, it is, you're right. There's a lot. Every now and then you just think, if people are earning income from this, how can we possibly compete with that? But again, the women and their beads, right, that's one way to do it. Income generation from different types of jobs that can be sustainable up here, that's how we're going to save wildlife. So we're not just relying on this as a system, there are other ways for people to survive. And that's what we're achieving, that's what we're so proud of, that's what we're doing.
After a remarkable week, it's time for Brooke and Chris to start heading home.
It was great to bring Chris here. He sees what we're passionate about, Zoos Victoria, he sees the community are passionate about their livestock. He understands a bit more about northern Kenya.
You hear it? You can?
Yeah.
My first ever hyena biting victim. Little kiss, thank you.
To go back to the wild and actually see animals where they come from, that's where the magic is. And no matter what we do in zoos, none of it means anything unless we're saving the animals in the wild.
This isn't a typical African safari with a G&T over sunset. Bandits, armed bandits, and bullets flying all over the place. I really don't think too many people would have the conviction, the belief and the courage to take the fight all the way over to Kenya. It's beautiful. Brooks had to be so brave and determined, not just for the wildlife, but also the local people.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny Dusek from Bondi Vet. If you love our show and want to see more, plus some amazing content about pets and how to care for them, hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you on our next video.